Hello, I'm Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, what you don't know really can hurt you. We'll reveal breaking news. Then, is single premium life insurance the perfect investment? We'll investigate. It's almost Mother's Day, and we have a way to bring a smile to every mom's face. Plus, are the sides of your tub too tall? We'll shower you with suggestions for avoiding a slip. And why this may be the best time for women to buy long-term care insurance.
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. It finally feels like spring, and you can't wait to get outside and work in the yard, or stay inside and do spring cleaning, or skip the work altogether and head to the golf course. But if you've spent the winter on the couch, like me, Dr. Christine Alexander is here to coach you safely back to action. Dr. Alexander is the interim chair of the Department of Family Medicine at Metro Health and the host of Metro Health and You, Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. on News Radio WTAM 1100. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
So gardening is exercise, and you can injure yourself if you don't know what you're doing.
Absolutely. I mean, just like anything else, right? Think about the heavy lifting that you do, the mechanisms of raking, of pushing a lawnmower, pushing against weight. A very enjoyable form of exercise as long as it's safe.
So do you need to do warm-up exercises or something like that?
Absolutely necessary. And
Really?
I think people miss the point on this because they don't think of it as exercise. But, you know, if we've been dormant all winter long, not a lot of physical activity, it's very easy to injure yourself when you're talking about doing things that involve weight.
And when you're working outside, have that water handy.
Have the water handy. You know, it's really important to stretch out ahead of time to get your, you know, muscles limbered up and ready to go. But stay hydrated, especially into the hot summer months. That hydration becomes critical. Right now, it's essential. So to help your muscles function, it makes you feel better.
Posture is important when you're working outside.
Posture is key, and it's one of the things that, you know, people neglect to think about, right, as you sit up
That's
a little
right.
straighter.
Okay.
You know, it is important whether you're pushing the lawnmower, if you're hunched over more, you're going to injure your back muscles more. If you're lifting things like mulch or heavy potted plants, think about maintaining your posture. Think about bending at your knees and using your knees to help you lift instead of your waist.
And what you wear can also impact whether you get injured or not.
Dress for success, right?
Very good.
So you really want to have clothing on that's not restricting. You want it to be loose and comfortable. If it's really hot outside, you want a material that, you know, allows you to breathe a little bit in it. But really good supportive shoes are important too, because you're going to be on your feet a lot and you're going to be moving around a lot. So a shoe that is good and supportive is important.
Great. Take breaks. Take a break. Take a rest.
Yes. Yes, just as if, you know, we have intermission in, you know, basketball and baseball and football, really important to give yourself an intermission, you know, give your muscles a little bit of a break. You can catch a breather, get something to drink, rest up a little bit. But be careful. If you take too long of a break, then you'll want to kind of stretch out a little bit. You know, if it's a 2-3 hour break because you have to make dinner or whatever other things, then you have to be mindful that you want to stretch out a little bit, warm up a little bit before you get back into it.
So when I do my 5 minutes of gardening and 3 hours of napping, I need to stretch when I start again.
You got the idea.
All right. Let's say that our viewers didn't take your advice and they do develop some sore spots. Then what?
So, you know, we go back to the things that we all know are important. You know, when you're thinking about maybe you have a muscle injury, you want to try and rest the muscle. Now, you don't want to do it in a way that makes that muscle stiff. So you don't want to take to the bed, but you maintain some activity, but don't overtax that muscle. So
What about
try not
heat,
to do it.
ice?
Heat,
Does those
ice
things
are
help?
both important.
Which
you know?
one?
Both, actually. You know, if it's more of a muscle sort of thing, a strained muscle, heat helps, but ice will help with the anti-inflammatory sort of reaction of our muscles.
And taking Tylenol is okay?
Tylenol and Motrin are both great. You just want to think about what other medicines are you on that might, you know, interfere with the Tylenol or the Motrin or vice versa. So using those over-the-counter products are very helpful, as well as things like when you're sitting, make sure you have some good back support and make sure your feet are nice and secure. Maybe put them on a step stool to take the ease off the back.
And besides doctoring and besides chairing the department at Metro Health, you also now do a radio show. Why don't you tell our viewers about that?
So it's Metro Health and You,
Okay.
and very much like this show, we're about educating and empowering the public. You know, we really want people to view their health as being in their own hands, and this is one way for us to do that, to get out there and talk about subjects that are important to people and give them opportunities to learn.
7 a.m. on Saturdays on 1100 a.m.
WTAM 1100.
Very good. Thank you for coming in, and thanks for all the education you're providing people.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
If you're heading into the great outdoors, be sure to follow Dr. Alexander's great advice so injuries won't send you back inside. To learn more, exercise your writing skills right now. Jot down the information that's coming up next.
Find out more by calling Metro Health at 216-778-7800 or go to their website, www.metrohealth.org. Want more Metro Health medical news? Be sure to tune your radio to WTAM 1100 each Saturday morning at 7 for Metro Health and You, hosted by Dr. Christine Alexander. Next, do you benefit by investing in life insurance? But first, we say très bien to the grandnephew of Napoleon. Charles Bonaparte was the initial founder of an American institution in 1908. Can you spell out the organization he activated? We'll crack the case when we return.
Welcome to Breckenridge Village, a continuing care retirement community conveniently located in historic Willoughby, Ohio. Whether it's a luxury apartment, a spacious ranch home, or newly built brownstones, it's all here with the added security of knowing more care is available when you need it. Breckenridge Village offers an exciting and upbeat lifestyle, and the food is fabulous, and our staff makes you their #1 priority. Learn more about Breckenridge Village and come see our new Veal Wellness and Aquatic Center.
Charles Bonaparte was the Attorney General of the United States when he initialed the go-ahead for the founding of the BOI, the Bureau of Investigation. Renamed a few years later, it's been known ever since as the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
As we age, what do we want in an ideal investment? Good return, no risk, tax-free. The big question is, does that ideal investment exist? Here with a big answer is Rick Nye. Rick is the CEO and president of Nye Financial Group. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks again.
So, Rick, is there any way to get an investment that is good return, little or no risk, and avoids taxes?
Yes, there is a particular product called single premium life insurance. And because it's life insurance, it does offer the tax sheltering of any gains that might be in the contract. And due to it being life insurance, it also passes to beneficiaries on a tax-free basis. And depending upon how the contract is set up, whether it's fixed or a fixed indexed or even a variable type of product, will dictate how well it earns.
Well, let me take some of those individually. Let's start with risk. How does this minimize risk?
If someone doesn't want risk, then they would be selecting a single premium life product that is either fixed, traditionally fixed, or fixed indexed, which by its nature, by definition, if it's a fixed contract, it's not going to be, there is no market risk associated with that.
So it doesn't go up or down based on the stock market, for example?
That's correct.
All right. Let's take the return. How do we get a return on a life insurance policy?
Based on, again, what instruments that you're using. If you're using a fixed indexed contract, then again, the principal is guaranteed. The performance is dictated by the movement of a certain index. Could be the S&P 500.
I see. Is there a range of return? What kind of return do people expect when they get a single premium life insurance policy?
I would ask my client to expect something in and around what money market, CDs, 10-year treasuries, those types of the competition, so to speak, as well as, again, avoiding the market risk.
All right, so you compared it to a CD. If you get CD interest, you pay tax on that.
That's correct.
But you don't pay tax on money that's earned through this insurance?
Right. Inside buildup of life insurance is a non-taxable event. So there is no 1099 to the client while the money stays within the contract.
All right. Normally when we think of life insurance, we think of death benefits.
Right.
Does this policy have death benefits, and can it be used for long-term care?
Absolutely. Again, certain products, not all products offer this compilation of benefits, but yes, it is at its core, a life insurance contract. Therefore, there is a death benefit, and that would pass tax-free at death. As well, with certain products, the death benefit can be used as a pool of money to provide for chronic illness benefits.
So you can use the death benefits even before you die.
Exactly.
Wow. All right. So it sounds like all these great things.
I know.
Are there any downsides?
Oh, absolutely. There's no free lunch, and based on the particular contract that's involved, there's going to be mortality costs. There's going to be additional fees associated with it. You always have to look at surrender charges for early termination. You do have to qualify medically, and you have to also qualify financially.
All right. Well, this is a lot to take in. This is great information. Thank you very much, Rick, for bringing it to us. I don't think a lot of people know about it.
Absolutely.
Let's make it clear now, no investment is perfect, and no investment's for everyone. But a single premium life insurance policy has some very attractive benefits. To find out if this could be the singular solution for you, give Rick a call. His number's up next.
To learn more, call the Nye Financial Group Incorporated at 1-800-837-8848 or log on to their website, www.nygroup.com. Next, Mom's the Word. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Want to help your garden grow? Then be sure to dig in to the plant sale at the Nature Center at Shaker Lakes, Saturday, May 11th. Area experts will be on hand to offer advice about your earthy options. To get grounded in information, call 216-321-5935 or visit www.shakerlakes.org.
Next Sunday's Mother's Day, and it just might be the one day of the year where Mom lets us put her first. But what can you get her for Mother's Day that's guaranteed to make her smile? You guessed it, a smile, a new smile. Here to make our moms merry is dentist Steve Marsh. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
You're welcome, Armin.
So, Steve, why do so many moms wait so long to spruce up their smile?
It's an interesting question. Moms are used to taking care of. You have mom, my mom's deceased, but they were always there for us and always taking care of us. And sometimes they don't want to do it on themselves, Interestingly, last week, a mother came to me. She's 75 years old. Her daughter has been a patient of mine for years. She and her husband, he's a minister, live an hour and a half away. She said, "Mom, your teeth are falling apart. All these years you've been taking care of us. Now it's your turn." And I have to tell you, she's had a real struggle with it. And her husband was insistent. And we sat down together to talk about it. And ultimately I said to her, if you've had a roof repair or your windows need a replacement, you do that. Why wouldn't you do it for your mouth? And we take it with us everywhere we go. And finally, with the help of her husband, we were able to start treatment.
So you have some examples of mom makeovers, if you will. Let's start with the mother or the bride.
All right. So I thought we ought to focus on mothers for Mother's Day. This is actually not the mother of the bride, but another patient. It's interesting. This is one where this woman's granddaughter said, "Grandma, your teeth are so uneven and they look so dark." She had a lot of stains. She drank a lot of coffee, that sort of thing. It happened that patients of mine were friends of hers, and so she started asking around, what do we do? And so she came in and we talked together, and she really told me that she had raised two daughters who were fine, and it was her grandkids that really got her to come in to see us.
Great. Do you have another one?
Yeah, and this is another woman, very spiritual, Armin, very active in her church. Same sort of thing. She's raised her kids in her 70s, was very careful. What happened was, what brought her in was not her family, but she had actually broken a tooth, and she wore a lower partial. In the old days, they were metal and they had hooks on them. And there's her picture of her before and after. So she came in with literally a broken tooth, with an old partial. Those are the kind we used to use. You can see those hooks. Those are called clasps. They also wear the teeth. And one of the teeth broke that held it. So today we have these Flexite type partials. There's no metal involved. She also wasn't happy with the color of her lower teeth, so we did some reshaping, did some veneers in front and the new partial so that everything looked brighter and warmer. Yeah, and she felt very proud of that.
And we have another one up there.
Yeah, and this is sort of an extreme case. And again, somebody who devoted herself to raising a family, taking care of her kids, put the money into the kids' braces while her own teeth had moved quite a bit. You can see how the alignment wasn't good. So we did it over a period of time where we did the upper front teeth, reshaped them with porcelain veneers. On the lower, we just did some reshaping and some whitening. But what was really important was this is somebody who said it's been life-changing for her. She wrote us a note about how now people look at her differently. She's confident, and she said she hadn't bought lipstick, Armand, in 30 years. So she finally was proud of her. Now, you alluded to the mother of the bride earlier.
Is this the mother of the bride?
This is the mother of the bride.
All right, I was ahead of myself.
But she was somebody who had what's called tetracycline stain. Armand, when we were kids, there were some people who, when their mothers were pregnant, they took an antibiotic, tetracycline, or when their teeth were developing. It left it with that gray color. She's walked around like that. Now her daughter was getting married, and she said, well, my daughter said I should do something with my teeth.
This is quite a difference.
Quite a difference. And she said, I've suffered with these dark teeth my whole life. So again, we did some gum contouring, did porcelain veneers and whitening. But again, as you alluded, it's time for the mothers in the audience to take care of themselves. And it's my honor to my mother and to your mother that we, I think, focused on this today as well.
Thank you, Doctor. Appreciate that.
And they were both teachers, by the way.
Very good. There's something in a mother's DNA that makes her reluctant to do things for herself. It's just there. It often takes a special event like a wedding or a new grandchild that motivates mom to get a makeover. But you can help. Why not help her out and get her a new smile for Mother's Day? For more information, give Steve a call. His number's up next.
See what Dr. Stephen March can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, don't get soaked when you retool your tub. It's time to get up and go, an exercise minute on golden opportunities.
Hello everybody, I'm Mike Harbin from Breakout Fitness, and today we're here to show you a phenomenal abdominal exercise called 6 inches. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. This is going to help us build that core, so we're going to start seated on the ground. We're going to go ahead and lay back here. There's two places we can put our hands, either off to the side or we can overlap them in the small of our back for a little extra support. So let's go ahead and do that. Keep your feet out in front and together. Now we're simply going to raise them up off the ground about 6 to 8 inches, and we're going to keep them here. Try to hold them. This is not a repetition exercise. We are going for time here, so maybe start with 15, 20 seconds. Give yourself a break and see if you can't beat that time. How you doing?
There's too much gravity here.
You're doing great. Keep them up there. All right, there you go. 5 to 10 seconds is a good start. 2 to 3 sets, everybody. You'll be on your way to stronger core. And now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, please send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 23240 Chagrin Boulevard, Suite 450, Beechwood, Ohio, 44122.
Rub-a-dub-dub, time for a dip in the tub. Yet it's all too easy to lose your grip and slip. So is there a fix for falling? Jim Zuber's been wading into these waters for a while, and he's crafted a way to cut your tub down to size. Jim's with Affordable Step-In Showers. Thanks for joining us, Jim.
My pleasure.
So we're going to talk about tubs. How'd you get into this business?
Well, I started doing handiwork after I retired, and I was doing grab bars for the Department of Aging, and people said, hey, can you do a bathroom remodel? And not trying to get out of the thing, I said, no, it's a big job. Why don't you call a company that specializes in it? And then about the second or third client, I asked the question, why? And they said they couldn't get into their tub. And, like that V8 commercial, wow. I realized that was the problem. They didn't necessarily need it remodeled, but they needed easier and safer access into their tub.
So what you do now is you take a tub and turn it into a walk-in shower?
Well, to me, the term walk-in shower infers that there's a low threshold. It's really a step-in shower. You've got the client actually has to be able to step into the shower.
And this is what it looks like,
Here's
right?
a picture, yeah, before and after. We're actually reducing the tub rail by 8 to 10 inches, and the piece that goes in there is actually, you're able to actually step on it if you want to.
So you don't remove the bathtub, you cut into the bathtub.
That's one of the niceties about the whole operation, is that we
All right,
take a section
let's show
out.
people. So this is
actually a section
this is
out of
what a tub looks like before you
well,
start.
not everybody's tub, but this happens to be like a 60s model. It has a curve to it. And we took the piece out of the tub and replaced it into that opening with an insert, something like this.
So you cut this out that we just had on here, and this is what it looks like after.
Yeah, it's pretty much like the picture we had up there before.
And it doesn't leak?
Listen, if it leaked, I'd be in court. No,
but this is very low, so it's good for people to walk.
Well, actually, there's a lip on the inside of the tub.
Okay.
That when you cover this area with a shower curtain,
I see.
The water is going to remain in the tub.
I got you. So when the shower curtain comes down, it keeps the water in
because there is a lip on
a little bit.
Yes.
But so you can't get it down to 0 inches. There's a little bit of a step.
There's a little step on the inside.
Gotcha. And how long does this kind of change in your bathtub take?
I say one day. It depends on the type of tub. Cast iron is going to take me about 8 hours. Fiberglass is going to take me 5 hours.
Does it matter what kind of tub somebody has? I mean,
what it does as far as price, because I price the cast iron a little more because of the time involved.
What kind? If you can give us an idea of the range
Let's
of cost
just say
for something like
800 is sort of a midpoint. Cast iron's going to be a little more expensive, and the fiberglass and the acrylics will be less because, of course, it takes me less time.
And if somebody wants to get their shower modified, like is there a little door there?
There's a model with a door, and I play the devil's advocate with seniors whether they really want it or need it. It's because it's more expensive, and you still have to be able to sit down in the bottom of the tub. A lot of seniors don't realize you got to be in there while it empties and fills.
So the door, though, is not necessary to keep the water in. A shower curtain will do that.
No, in this model here, this is specifically for those that want to take a bath.
Oh, I see. This is so easy. You could keep it as a bathtub sometimes.
Yeah, you can keep it as a bathtub.
I see.
But I say it's about $600 more.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, it's good that you are looking out for people's financial interests as well.
Yes.
Thank you very much for the information, and we're going to give a phone number if that's okay.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Jim remodeled his retirement to help seniors tackle their tub troubles without having to undergo an extreme makeover of the bathroom. If you'd like to build your own bridge over troubled waters, give Jim a call. His number's up next.
For more information, call Affordable Step-In Showers at 440-667-8827 or click to www.affordablestepinshowers.com. Next, breaking long-term care news, especially for women.
Sometimes it's about beating the clock. Sometimes it's about beating fate. And sometimes it's about beating the unimaginable. But there's one opponent our team loves to beat more than any other. We love beating the odds. We are the Metro Health System. We are the proud sponsor of the comeback.
If you are a woman, now may be the time to buy long-term care insurance. Here to explain the long and short of why the time is now is my law partner, Lori Steiner. Thanks for joining us today.
Not a problem.
So, a basic question, what is long-term care insurance?
Well, long-term care insurance pays for nursing home costs, and it typically will provide for long-term care at home and in the nursing home, or in assisted living, rather. You should buy it when you're between late 50s, early 60s, because you got to watch out. The older you get, the more expensive it's going to be, and you might be sick and not be able to qualify at all.
All right, so why should women look at buying long-term insurance now?
Well, insurance companies are moving towards something called gender-based pricing. So here's what's going on. Women tend to live longer than men. 2/3 of all the long-term care insurance claims are made by women. So with gender-based pricing, since women are more likely to use the benefits, then they're going to charge the women more for the insurance coverage.
So what's the urgency now?
Well, more and more companies are going to be shifting to this in the upcoming months. So women thinking about buying long-term care insurance should really jump into it now while it's still unisex pricing rather than this gender-based pricing, because it's less expensive.
So right now, women can buy it for less because they haven't shifted this
They haven't yet
pricing.
quite turned everything over to that.
How much
yet.
are prices likely to go up if we wait?
Well, experts indicate maybe between 20 to 40%. It's
Wow.
just a huge increase.
Does the opposite hold? Should men delay buying because their prices are going to go down?
That's not real clear yet, but oftentimes when companies do switch from unisex to gender-based, the men's could go down when the women's go up.
Really? Isn't this illegal? I mean, something sounds like this is illegal discrimination.
Well, not unless you live in Montana or Colorado. Those are the only two states that have enacted state laws that make it illegal to impose this gender-based pricing. So if you're here in Ohio, it's not illegal to charge the women more.
It's not federal law. There's no violation of federal law to do this gender-based pricing.
Nope.
I learn something
State
new
law.
every day. That's why I do the show. Thank you, Lori. Great information.
You're welcome.
If you're thinking about buying long-term care insurance, now may be the time to do it, especially if you're a woman. And always shop around before making a purchase because costs from different companies vary. If you want more information, give Lori a call. Her number's up next.
Call Budish, Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.budishandsolomon.com.
Thanks for joining us. On next week's show, a crisis is not the time to think about nursing care, so we won't want to wait to uncover first-class care that's close to home. Then your money and your health will check into important changes that are coming to both for many Ohio workers. And with fast action, we'll stack the odds of surviving a stroke in your favor. Until next week, please make the most of your golden opportunities.
Would you like to join our kitchen conversation? All you have to do is call toll-free 1-877-765-1543 and leave us your question, name, and phone number. Or log on to www.golden.tv for all the latest information and show updates.